we can't afford 2 bottles. 1 glass of milk is 100 naira. 100 naira by 100,000 or 100 is 10,000. 10,000 million is 10 billion naira per day industry. In 10 days, it's 100 billion naira. In a month, it's 300 billion naira industry. In 10 months, it's a 3 trillion naira industry. But where does milk come from? Milk comes from cows. And cows eat grain and grass. We have cows, we have grain, we have grass. Where's the milk? So, just to give half of Nigeria just 1 glass of milk is enough to employ all Nigerians. But the thing is, remember those 3 things they found. Milk doesn't rain from the sky. It doesn't matter whether you have a cow, but I'm a Fulani man. Our cows keep moving from Sokoto to Engr. Any cow that is moving over these thousands of kilometers does not have milk with it. Because the milk is a tank, and I can't see you carrying a tank and trotting for people. It means you must know how to select cows. It's technology. You must know how to artificially inseminate to improve productivity. You must know what kind of grass. How do you formulate your feed? When do you feed them? Where do you keep them? When do you... These questions is the know-how. Without that know-how, you can keep your cow, your grass can be all over the place, you will still not have milk. So these countries will look at us and say, what is wrong with them? They certainly doesn't have a very clear picture of the future. And then by the time you go down, we have young people average of 19 years, English speaking in this world. You know, we have resources, everything. But yet we have more than half of the country is under the poverty line. Many of them live in rural areas. We have very weak infrastructure system. All our industries, indigenous, they are very weak. And so when you summarize this, even if you are not an OECD member, you start wondering what is wrong with this country. And when you look at our indicators, this country over this 100 years of development, we have failed to give the world 1 single global product. That is the image of your knowledge. It's the image of your management. We have failed to give the world global companies based on our knowledge and so on and so forth. So they tend to wonder, what's wrong with this? But every time we talk, these workshops, needs, transformation agenda, 7-point agenda, you know the language? The language is that we also want to mimic those countries. We actually believe that we deserve a modern economy. We want our population to be dynamic, and so on and so forth. This is what we continue to work. So we are very thirsty for development. Unfortunately, all these things that we are thirsty for depends on the vibrance, connectivity, and efficiency of the science, technology, and innovation system. It doesn't matter what kind of infrastructure. This is the master key, and there is no cutting corners to this. If you don't have science, and your science is not maturing into technology, and you're not using your technology to be able to take care of these things innovatively, you can't survive. This is the secret. So I took some, because I'm a scientist and a technology, people will always say, yeah, you will say so. But I took time to break it into bits. In fact, I used to model it into 3 houses. This is science house. Let's see the people. What do they give? This is technology house, and so on. So if you look at the science house, it's people with very special abilities. In this house here, Dangote cannot enter this house. He doesn't have a PhD. He has not studied core scientific, whether social. He can't, if he knocks on this door, they'll shoo him out. Yes. Why? Because this is the house where you're expecting people to give you knowledge, expertise, and specialization. They are good in research. They are publishing, and so on and so forth. But if you spend time producing only these people, you will still have to import rice from Vietnam. So you have to think about another group. That is what takes you to the engineering and technology house. These people have got the ability to transform the knowledge from the knowledge house into socio-economic solutions and assets. Literally, they give you what we call as intellectual property. It's intangible. You can see this gentleman walking on the street, but probably what is in his head is more than $10 billion. Developing countries don't have the glasses to recognize this. Like my Ogo said, we try to see tangibles. What kind of telephone is he carrying? It costs thousands of dollars. He must be a big person. And then you look at the man, he doesn't have a telephone. It doesn't matter what is in his head. He is a useless kind of thing. This is the key. So, and then you must also have skills. That when you have this technology, or these people who are transforming knowledge into solutions, you must move it. This movement, which is called technology transfer, is also a skill. If you don't have that skill, you will continue having people who are engineers, they have solutions, they have prototypes, and still you do not have water. Your food is grown primitively, and your markets are very bad. And that is what moves you to the third house, whereby you are deploying those solutions to ensure that you are entrepreneurial, you're constantly surviving, and then you can now start seeing products, processes, know-how, and then you can industrialize, then you are managing things. This track of value chain is not, you cannot obstruct it. If you try to enter at any level, you are just wasting your time. So, let us look at Nigeria based on this menu. We have a very fantastic science, technology, knowledge infrastructure. Look, we have 138 universities. We have 125 polytechnics. So many of these things. Everywhere, every state has got a state and federal university and so on and so forth. And if you look at the science coming out of this system, we are in space science. We are launching satellites. We have got Earth observation satellite in the sky. We have got communication satellite. So we know this country. We are in biotechnology. We can do high-tech too. We are publishing papers. You can see this Nigerian publication. Only South Africa beat us in Africa south of the Sahara. So we are also writing knowledge. So producing knowledge, we are there. If you look at the engineering and technology, we have so many things. Equipment like this one is from our building and road research. You cannot believe it. The institution that came up with this was the institution where the South African company bought the first prototype for hydrophone. But we're still sitting with this prototype. Hydrophone is global. So we produce this, we haven't got a clue what to do with it. And we have patented. Then in innovation, you can look at, we produce a nucleoside, sickle cell anemia management drug, the best in the world. We wasted it. You know, we produce so many telemedicine as a prototype innovatively, and so on and so forth. Even education, we produce so many. We even produce Africa's richest man to demonstrate that we are actually highly entrepreneurial. We produce the richest black woman on earth.